Hey everybody, welcome to We Run on Reruns. I'm Amanda and I'm here with my brother Eric.
How you guys doing? We are here with season 7 of Friends as we're making our way towards the middle here with episode 7, the one with Ross's library book, and episode 8, the one where Chandler doesn't like dogs. And listen, we're coming off a nap, partners, and that is maybe my favorite episode of the season to date. It's pretty high up there. Let me look real quick. It's close. It's second so far on my ratings, but it is right there. So I feel like, after watching these two, I don't want to give anything away yet, and I haven't finalized my ratings as I am one to do. Sometimes wait until the end of our discussion before I put it down in pen. But I feel like these are going to be better than some of the others. Better than some of the ones we've seen this season.
Yeah, I have mine on a little bit of an incline from last week. I know I enjoyed the episodes that we talked about previously slightly more than you had. But still solid episodes. These are definitely a little bit more solid, I guess. But I will say, more favorable for Chandler by far. These for Chandler.
God.
We had a rough time.
He had a rough pair of episodes last time. And they just happened to be paired together for us, which was unfortunate for him. But he definitely has a much better showing as we go forward.
We have a bit of a Chandler redemption.
You want to recap those last two episodes?
Yeah, what we talked about last week was we had Chandler being horrible at smiling for pictures for their engagement photo. We had Rachel asking Joey to hang out with Tag to kind of distract him from this other woman in the office. We had Phoebe and Ross dating a couple who was in the process of getting divorced. We also had Monica making Phoebe and Rachel decide who would be her maid of honor. And finally, the plotline of Joey and Ross discovering that they love taking naps together. So that really summed it up. But similar to the week prior to that, I feel like this season maybe is struggling to find, I think throughout all of these episodes, the common theme is Monica and Chandler being engaged and working up to their marriage. But there isn't I feel like we usually have something more significant with Rachel and Ross, or especially more tension between the two of them and their relationship together. So because that's lacking, maybe that's part of trying to find our grounding on what is the main storyline, right? So kind of working back up to that. So Friends is kind of reframed a little bit because it's not focusing on Rachel and Ross together.
I will say that, that's always a thing, right? That's always a concern, that when Rachel and Ross aren't arguing together, that the episodes kind of fall off a little bit. I enjoy this stretch of time a little bit.
Same.
Where they're allowed to just kind of do whatever. And it brings humor to a lot of different areas. Now, I know I've been adamant that I'm not a big fan of some of the stuff that Rachel's doing right now. But I feel like I'm starting to figure it out in this episode, and I'll kind of get into that as we go. But let's start here with episode 7, which is the one with Ross's library book. And in this, we have Ross attempting to defend the honor of his library book, which is in the library. And as he brought Chandler to see it, he found people, quote, rolling around in front of it. We also have Joey, who has gone on a date with Aaron, and Rachel and Phoebe decide that they would be perfect together and spend the episode attempting to hook them up, only for Aaron to then want to back out at the end. And we have Monica and Chandler, again, the theme being kind of wedding-based things, having to deal with Janice.
Janice. Yes.
And so I will say this, just as a full aside, I don't have any facts to back this up, but my wife told me it was true, and so it's good enough for me. She saw an interview with Maggie Wheeler, who was essentially talking about, they asked her, well, how did everybody keep this a surprise when she would show up? And she was like, oh, it was like, I was not allowed to go to craft services. I couldn't go anywhere else. So they kept her like under cloak from the audience so that the live audience
seriously?
had no idea that she was in the building. And then they always shot the scene where she appears like first. And so that way you get that big reaction from the live audience that Janice is here now.
Oh my God.
And so
Eric, I thought you were saying that the cast didn't know.
Oh no, the cast is way in the know. No, the audience didn't know. Well, because here's the thing, if they see her walking around, it's way less of an exciting like, oh my God, Janice is here. But
for sure.
But it's I mean, you see her with your eyes. She's there. She's going to be in the show. So they had to like hide her from the audience, I guess, which was whether or not that's true or not. I want to believe that that's true because that makes a lot of sense to me.
I just love the idea of being in the live studio audience of Friends. That is so cool to me. And I was watching this thing recently about how they like create the laugh tracks and like sometimes they had to like really tone it down because people would still be laughing really hard when they'd be trying to roll into a more serious moment. And it really gave me even a newer found respect for the episode where it's like this cast, they're so talented in the way that they just had to roll on into the next emotion, even if you have a studio audience that is reacting in a different way. I'm like, it's really cool. And that would have been so cool to have been a part of it. So again, I know we've said this before, but if there's anyone out there listening who has been part of that, please let us know. Please reach out. We would love to hear from you. Yeah. That would be such a cool thing to hear about.
I will say, I do think that is a thing. The idea that they had to tone it down for the laugh tracks. Yeah. That the laughs and reactions were so loud and took a while for the audience to like calm down for some of these things that like the actors had to like stand and wait for the audience to get into a spot and then they could continue. And then like they would just edit all that time out and adjust the laugh track as necessary. I found that interesting because you always think like, oh, they're just piping in additional laughs where there weren't laughs. And really a lot of the time they were taking them back, which is kind of funny to think about.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about the Janice of it all here with Monica and Chandler. And in this section, we have Monica who runs into Janice at the restaurant. And we haven't seen Monica at the restaurant in a little bit. And so Janice appears talking about the chef who makes the best chicken in the world. And then we have, what is it? That they've decided to go on a double date together. And Chandler, who's been frustrated about just, hey, you should have lied to her and said no. She's like, great, well, you can do that when we go on the double date. So they go on this double date. Her partner does not show. And so they attempt to explain that the wedding is just family. She interprets that as, oh my God, you think of me as family?
As family.
And then we go to the apartment. Janice just shows up at the apartment because she doesn't feel like she should be alone tonight after the breakup. She feels like she needs to be around family. And Monica ultimately delivers the line that you can't be here. Chandler still has feelings for you. And this is the thing that gets Janice to ultimately leave.
Yes.
A lot going on here. Love all of it.
Chandler, you call me when this goes in the pooper.
That's right. That's a good end. It's like, hey, I know this is over, but it's not over.
Wow. And it's not. Oh my gosh. That is, yeah, this whole plot line is ridiculous. Definitely love the fact that Janice is complaining about the chicken being dry. And then once she sees Monica in the kitchen, she's like, best chicken ever. You know, it's like tries to really turn that around and yeah, invites herself to the wedding. And Chandler just, it's like, trying to convey, Monica, you just make something up, which no kidding, Monica, like you really got roped into having Janice appear at the wedding and you couldn't rely on your past experience with Janice to know that this is a horrible idea.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is rough. And I love the line where you know, Chandler says to Monica, it's okay. She probably doesn't want to come anyway, or she won't show up anyway. And Monica's like, really? No, that was a lie.
Yeah.
See how easy that was? It's like, all right. Yeah, if you don't mind lying, then great. You can do that at dinner because we're meeting up with her. And
not a problem. He tried.
Not. Oh,
but
yeah,
that, I will say, that like biggest miscommunication is like the idea that, oh, it's really just going to be family.
Oh,
and then she's
God.
like, oh my God, you think of me as family? No,
Oh,
no.
Janice,
That was our
no
kind
one.
way of saying, no, you're not coming. And like,
No.
Chandler's got to say something there. He's got to say something.
Like right there. That's where it's like, no, we really
No.
mean like actual family. Like that's
like just our parents and siblings are going to be there. That's it.
Also, the moment that stood out to me in that scene is where they're sitting waiting for Janice's date, and she's like, oh, I'm being stood up, and Monica's like, well, maybe he'll still come. Janice then points out, well, it's been 3 hours. 3 hours they were sitting at this restaurant
so
with
long.
Janice? That is like, wow. Okay.
After one, I'm out. We're done here.
Right? Oh God. Yeah.
You got an hour.
There's
if he
a
shows up an
problem.
hour late too, it's like, oh, well, you
even
guys
then-
enjoy your dinner.
Right.
See you later.
We're gone. Like, what were they doing that whole time? And
Oh gosh.
yeah, then her
I can't
coming back
even-
with, well, do you want me to sing Careless Whisper or Lady in Red?
Neither. Get out. I will say I like the moment where she talks about, you know, how she might get extra nasally at this time of year with the extra pollen. Or do you guys have a cat? Yeah. Oh God. Just Chandler is like pulling his hair out at this point.
Oh, and Eric, how about when she first shows up to the apartment because she doesn't want to be alone? You have this moment where the door is open, Janice is in the doorway, and Joey pops up from behind her, and he just makes this face like, what is happening? And runs in the other direction. It's so funny.
Joey has a few of these in this episode and the next one where he just kind of like shows up in the middle of a storyline that he's not really tied to and drops awesome moments. That is for sure one of them. It's maybe one of the funniest moments of the episode where he sees Janice in there, steps into the doorway and is like, oh man, like tries to get the traction under his shoes as he can run out of there fast enough. Super funny.
Yes. And Monica saying, our kids are going to call her Aunt Janice, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't do something about this, but her then deciding to take a bath and him, I guess Chandler, what was his excuse? Our apartment is a hotbed for electromagnetic activity and you have not been immunized. And that she picks up on as a joke. But
yeah, she's like, oh, you're just joking about that.
Right.
I'm going to need a comforter.
Oh, no. And this is where Monica finally has to step in. You cannot come to our wedding or stay here tonight. Yeah. Chandler, he still has feelings for you. Yeah.
He's like, what, come again now? But Chandler
Roll
figures
this,
out real
Chandler,
quick,
roll
like,
with
hey, this is a great answer. Like, this is the best answer. If you say that and she believes that this is a thing, she's not coming because everybody understands that.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. And then just the fact that she believes it too. Love that. My God.
Well, of course you would. Why wouldn't you believe that somebody else has feelings for you? Like that, that it's very like ego stroking to believe that that's the case.
Exactly. But just love that they brought in Janice again for this moment. I feel like there's been a little bit of like a dip in the funny moments between Monica and Chandler as they're preparing for this wedding, and this kind of like spiked it back up again.
It really did.
Like
Janice being there in this storyline made this awesome because they've had a few like Monica and Chandler getting ready for the wedding, and that's what this whole season's going to be with them. Yeah. It's going to always be tied to that, and it should be as we build towards the wedding. But you have to insert more than just wedding planning. And this is a perfect way to do that. Like, uninvite a not wanted guest. How do you do that? There you go.
Right.
We'll roll into now this next section here with Joey, since we already talked about Joey, and talk about how Joey is now gone on a date with Aaron, who he asks basically Rachel, hey, you just like make some pancakes in the morning and tell her, like, let her know real easy, like I'm a loner, a lone wolf, like not to be in a real relationship and all this stuff. Rachel ends up befriending Aaron, as does Phoebe, only to want to make sure that Joey wants to be converted into this boyfriend with Aaron. This would be great. Like, we want you to marry her. And after another date, Joey actually buys in to the whole thing, only to find out that Aaron is not so really interested. And she asks the girls to break the news to Joey. And so Joey comes home with plans to take her upstate on a getaway. And he's like, it's going to be a little tricky, though, because her work schedule is real busy. And so that's when Rachel breaks the news that maybe she's not so into you.
Yeah. Yep.
But I'm just going to lay this out there, though. Love this story for Joey because it shows real character development from Joey.
I agree. Yeah, you see more from Joey. I feel like it's been a little bit of a rocky road for him, for at least just only highlighting maybe his I don't know, just stupidity,
lack of intelligence.
Yeah, I was trying to be a little bit gentler with that, but I
think season 6
kind of more of a bumbling moron.
Season 6, like I said, really tried to hammer home all the like stereotypical things about all of them. And so it was like, Joey's dumb. And
Joey
so
buys a boat. Joey's like,
so here we are now into season 7, and it takes a few episodes, but here we are with Joey making some real growth.
That's right. But because he's expecting Rachel to pick up where Chandler left off, because I guess this is something that Chandler used to do for him all the time, is just kind of give the little speech where this is the type of guy Joey really is, and he's really more of a loner. And Rachel's like, listen, I am not going to be doing this. And ends up befriending her. So I think that it was interesting the way that they played that out. It's like, no, your new female roommate is probably not going to just take on the same role that your male roommate had. So it's they end up hanging out. She and Phoebe think that she's great. And let's just also point out, in my notes, I have Joey asks Rachel to tell Charlotte from Sex and the City that he's not looking for something serious, because that's who plays Aaron, is Charlotte from Sex and the City. And I thought that was kind of cool.
Kristen Davis, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, it's I love Joey's line when he comes back home to the apartment and he sees Rachel and Phoebe hanging out with Aaron, and he's like, after Aaron leaves, he's like, so the system kind of broke down, huh? And then
this
he
is
says,
before his character development, where it's like, oh, she's still here. What happened? What are you guys doing? And they're like, we love her.
yes,
Like,
yes.
and the idea, he's like, I know. He's like, who do you think brought her here? Cupid. Which is funny because then when they realize she's not interested, it's like, oh, just your regular old flying dwarf.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was Phoebe. Yes. But I love also Joey comes back. He's like, hey, don't you judge me. You're in love with your assistant to Rachel. And you, Phoebe, you're having an affair with the guy who keeps pigeons on the roof. What?
Phoebe. Secret affair.
Secret. Wow, got a little peek into Phoebe's love life because we haven't.
Phoebe always has these. She always has these like random strays thrown at her from like these sorts of angles. It's kind of funny.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I like too where Joey, he really starts to connect with Erin. You know, has this line where he's like, well, she's a Mets fan, not an issue now, but if we were to have kids, it's like, whoa,
right.
Joey.
No,
wow.
Joey really steps into this relationship. And in all honesty, I mean, I get the idea that you want him to have stepped into it and have her be the one that backs out. Like, I get that. But I would have loved for Kristen Davis to have been a recurring character.
Yes.
Like, she would have been so good as a love interest for Joey for at least a couple episodes.
I know. But then maybe it would have made the breakup that much harder, but hey, that would have been.
That's okay. That would have been okay.
That would have been okay. Yeah, and but I do just love the idea though that it's like it starts with him wanting to deliver this line, but really she's like, yeah, she was willing to test the waters for a little bit longer, but yeah, she's just not that into him. And can you tell him I'm not interested or something? It's like, I'm just more of a, Rachel's like, oh, that you're just more of a loner. She's like, yeah, that would be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I will say, I feel like now that we've talked about these two storylines, I feel like there was a notable amount of time that passed between filming. There was not, like, the release dates of these episodes were in a row, but from episode 6 to episode 7, like, Rachel's got her hair cut, Joey's got a significantly different look to him, Chandler has gained some weight back. Like, there are like physical changes with some of them that, I mean, a haircut can take place in a day.
Well, right.
But Chandler's starting to look more like the Chandler that we have seen over the years at this point. It's just like one of those things where I felt like this episode was noteworthy in that regard, I felt. So I don't know. I mean, the release dates are week to week to week. But
yeah.
I'm talking about the filming of it all. There might have been a gap there.
Yeah, no, that's
because Rachel
fair.
now has short hair.
Right. Well, the hair thing, right. But the weight gain, right. Like maybe there was, I don't know what their schedule, like how far in advance.
No, I have no idea.
They aired them, what that was even like, you know?
Yeah, no idea. But I feel like this is where we started to see some of that. So it's starting to bounce back for Chandler a little bit, 7 episodes in. And I felt like specifically Joey and Rachel had different looks
I
coming into this episode.
Yeah, Joey also, he looked different too. He had I liked Rachel's long hair. She looks cute. Rachel's beautiful no matter what haircut she has, but I liked her longer hair a bit more than the short hair is probably one of my lesser favorite looks from her, but she can pull really any hairdo off if you ask me. Well,
now we got to get into Ross's book though. Ross is, listen, he's gone to the librarian and he said, listen, did you know that there are people like rolling around in front of my book? And I love the head librarian who's like, yes, we are aware of the problem that you're talking about, as he looks to one of the employees. And so he's like, listen, but we can't do this. He's like, I'm going to go defend it myself if no one else will. And he runs into the one woman who's already checked out his book, and she starts flirting with him. And then the culminating point of Ross having to apologize to the librarian with clothes all disheveled and the girl standing there all disheveled. And yes, here we are. Only for Ross to then go back up and defend the book at the end while Chandler is bringing Monica to just wanted to show her your book.
Oh my god. As he's like taking off his coat when they get around the corner. Oh my god. Yeah, Ross, he's doing the most here. He is just he's asking, Rachel and Joey too. Hey, was there ever a spot in your library or, just around school where people would go if they wanted to hook up? And she starts describing, where the books are all dusty? I mean, it's like...
and Joey, identifies the exact spot in the library at the school. He's like, oh, yeah, you're talking about 5th floor, all the way in the back.
He knows it. He knows
He's
the
been
spot,
there.
But, I mean, to me, one of the funniest moments is when he shows up and talks to the librarian who assumes that Ross wanted to go back to that spot with him. Yeah.
Right.
That was great.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
Give me 5 minutes. I have to go and break. Yeah. And then, his boss being like, yes, we're aware of the problem, as you said, and giving the glance over his shoulder at his employee because it's clearly, wow.
Yeah, that is amazing.
But Ross, then at the end, I know when he meets up with the girl, I think Miriam's views are far too progressionist. And they have...
Oh my gosh. Listen, Ross can't help himself at this point.
No.
He's found a girl who he finds attractive, who is the only one who's actually read his book and thinks, oh my God, you're so great. You look so young. He's like, well, I did skip 4th grade. What?
I'm just amazed that Ross didn't propose on the spot. Okay. Because
it is somewhat surprising.
It's, this is pretty cool, though. The fact that he met a woman there who knew his book, knew who he was, knew of the writing, and was impressed by him right away. It's
shockingly, we never see this girl again.
You would think he would have.
You would think that he would at least get her number and be like, "Hey, are we can we meet up for a cup of coffee somewhere along the lines?" But no, never seen again.
Yeah, a little weird, but then the fact that he is being watched by the real security, it seems, at the end. Did you notice that? Where they're looking through the books at him. He's like, I've got this section.
He's like, don't worry. Got my extra flashlight. I can shine it. Okay, gosh. See you later.
Oh, Ross. Yeah. You were not. We already had the moment where Ross was trying to act with Phoebe's ex-boyfriend in the police force, and that did not go well.
No, but I'll tell you what. After, we've talked about, we've had a bunch of episodes recently where I felt like some of the episodes were all the third storylines. This is the third storyline in this episode, and it's better than most.
Oh, absolutely. This is funny. Yes, agreed. Yeah, this episode overall, we're already on an upward swing here.
I think so. Well, now we're going to jump into episode 8, which is the one where Chandler doesn't like dogs. And this is, I wrote down, the Thanksgiving episode. Barely. It is the Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah, it's just not as Thanksgiving-y as other Thanksgiving episodes by far.
Not close. So I will say that all 3 of these storylines are kind of happening together. And that's the cool part about the Thanksgiving episode, is that everyone's in the same spot at the same time. But
yes,
when it comes down to it, Ross is on his journey to attempt to name all 50 states from Chandler's dumb states game. But he's having a tough time with it. Mm-hmm. Chandler, as we hear in the title, is afraid of dogs. And even though Phoebe's been hiding one in the apartment for a few days, it seems as though there's going to be an issue between the dog or Chandler. And Rachel has Tag come to Thanksgiving, which is weird enough as it is.
Yes, it is.
And we'll just leave it at that.
So
Which component here do we want to jump into first?
Before we give more of the synopsis, I just have to ask a question. Is it weirder that Rachel invited Tag, or is it weirder that Monica invited Richard's son? Okay, even as I'm asking that question, I guess the Richard's son thing is still weirder. Or is Tag weirder?
Richard's son is weirder. No,
Okay.
Richard's son is weird. Tag is not good.
This is not good.
Tag's not like, but I can understand a boss inviting employees
An employee who knows
over,
they're going to be alone. Yeah.
but like I wouldn't invite one employee.
No. And one that you clearly have a crush on. I mean,
but she's only got like one assistant. It doesn't seem as though
Fair.
there are
She doesn't
other
have, like, a
people
team.
under her department. There might be, but we don't know that right now.
Yeah, I don't think so. No.
So here we are. But so let's start with that then. Let's go with that part of it.
Yes.
And we'll say this is the general idea here, that Tag has come to Thanksgiving, even though he wasn't going to. After he broke up with his girlfriend, he shows up because he had an extended invite from Rachel. And then Rachel starts asking questions about how long they should wait before making a move after he's recently broken up. And Phoebe and Monica both give fairly long amounts of time, like many months or never. And Joey says 30 minutes. And then we have this scene with Rachel out on a balcony with Tag, where she's basically gonna just put it out there and figure it out. And she basically tells Tag how she's been feeling. And, well, really, let me back that up a little bit. She hugs Tag, and this is Joey showing up out of nowhere again, going, "Oh, he likes you back. That's so great. Told you should have gone for it." Mm-hmm. And she's like, "How do I recover from this moment?"
Most awkward recovery ever.
So this is when she starts telling Tag what Joey meant and how she actually feels. And meanwhile, Tag sees on the street below his car is getting broken into. So he has to run out of the situation as fast as possible to go figure out what's going on with his car, only to then meet up with Rachel in the hallway towards the end of the episode and basically tell Rachel that he was upset that she said nothing could happen between them. And they kiss, and Rachel says, "Well, that's one last thing we have to do on Monday." And that's kind of the end there.
After thinking on it, it's like she's realized, we should not be doing this. This is not right. We have a lot of work to do. Like, we need to just focus on.
I don't think that's true. I don't think she really felt that way. I think she was just trying to cover.
Yes, because she was thinking, well, if he hasn't raced back in here, or if he didn't react immediately excited right away and like kiss me on the spot, well, then I just need to recover from this. I just want to take it all back. But then he's like, well, I was just upset when you said we couldn't be together. And they have this kiss, and it's like, oh, yep, here we go. Now this is going to be your office, and you're not going to get anything done at work now. Like, that's my first thought. I'm like, wow, well, I don't know how you're possibly going to work. You're starting a new relationship with your assistant. Yikes. But Eric, going back to earlier on in this storyline, I love when Tag shows up, because you also have the moment where Ross is trying to remember all the states, and he's like, yeah, my girlfriend just went back to Ohio after we broke up, and Ross jumps in, Ohio, thank you.
See, that's not the moment you were going for. I thought like when Chandler is talking about being afraid of dogs, and Tag's like, really afraid of dogs?
Oh,
and he's like, okay, you're new.
You're new. Yes.
which is like, shut up, new kid. Stay in the corner over there.
Stay in your lane, Tag.
That's kind of funny. It's maybe one of the meaner things Chandler's ever said, but it was amazing.
Yes, I love that. It's like, who are you? You're not really in our group. You don't get an opinion yet. Yeah, love that. And Rachel then, when she's trying to ask advice on how long to wait before asking out Tag, and Monica is saying, well, when it's your assistant, never, and
right.
Whether we have the classic line from Joey, if he doesn't like you, it's a moo point. It's a cow's opinion. It doesn't matter. It's moo. Rachel's
for the record, I'd like to bring up the fact that I've got my coffee mug that says that exact quote on it.
My God, Eric's holding it up to the camera. That's great.
And I mean, this is one of the best Joey lines, maybe in the entire series, where Rachel then also turns and is like, have I been living with him too long, or did that all make sense? And I think everybody who's watching Friends is like, that actually does kind of make sense.
It's a cow's opinion.
Even though it's not a moo point, but Joey spins it into something that actually makes a lot of sense, which is super funny. And I am certain that everybody has re-quoted this over and over and over again.
It's so good. Yeah. But Monica is coming in with the logic here. And she's like, listen, Rachel, look at him. He's upset. He needs you to be a friend right now. Like, that is what he needs. And really, she should have stuck with that. And she tries to. And
she
it's
did.
really,
listen, but this is now on Tag. This is on Tag now.
It is. And it's on Joey. Okay.
Well, sure.
He likes you back. Yeah. Oh, but it is.
I mean,
you're right.
But like in the hallway, when she goes out there and attempts to like recenter and listen, employee can't do it, blah, 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 whatever. It's now on Tag because he then said, yeah, I don't care about that. Mm-hmm. And like stepped forward and made this into something.
Well, listen, he's going through a breakup. She floats it out. This hot woman floats it out there that she has feelings for you. What is he? I mean, he's going to jump on that chance. Like, he is going through something. He's just like, let's just make out right now. Like, I don't.
Makes sense.
Oh, gosh.
Makes sense to me. I guess I would say this. And this is the thing I've been trying to like put my finger on. And it is, here we have now Tag pursuing Rachel. And throughout this whole episode, even the stuff on the balcony, the stuff with Rachel and her friends, like, it's not at the office. And I think that's the thing for me, maybe. That Rachel pursuing Tag in the office setting
absolutely
is hard to watch. Rachel talking to him about it on the balcony is way easier to watch. Like, I have no problems with any of that. And then Tag being the pursuer at the end, I got no issues with that too. I think it's just like the immediate boss setting. And when she says things like, oh, well, drop and give me 20, trying to get him to do more sit-ups. Like, these are awful things.
It's because it's the things that she did at the office too, like immediately taking the Polaroids of him and like,
oh my God,
spreading him on a cracker. Like, it was very like objectifying. Like, she was being, like I said, she was like being a boss from the 50s, like being very like just objectifying and just kind of a misogynist, flipped around. Yeah. So it's it was just, this was not good. This was not good from Rachel. And so I agree. It's like seeing it outside of the office, and because she was just being just more real about it. It wasn't objectifying. She was really trying to share her feelings as inappropriate as they are. And again, like I said, I mean, this is one thing at the apartment, trying to actually get work done after this moment, trying to envision how that's possible, because like, in a new relationship at all, it's like things are intense, and then trying to like start that with an employee and you're trying to get work done. Like, what is happening? I do not see this working out here, which long term it doesn't, but it does for a while. Like, we see Tag.
It works out longer than we think it does.
Yes.
He just kind of hangs around.
Yeah, he's just there, which I guess is because he's an employee. So kind of like how Elizabeth sort of hung around for a lot longer because she was a student at the school, even though she wasn't in Ross's class. It's like they were just...
Elizabeth hung around though, but she was dating Ross for like 3 episodes, and then it was like Ross and Bruce Willis.
Well,
it was not really about Elizabeth anymore. We pivoted.
Yeah.
And speaking of Ross's struggle in this is to name all 50 states.
Oh boy.
And he makes the deal with Chandler that he's not going to eat until he can get all 50. And because after 6 minutes, it's apparently, if you haven't got it, it's impossible to do. Now, I was going to have you do this before we started, but I forgot. I am confident that I would get all 50, no problem.
You're pulling a Ross here.
We'll have to test this afterwards and bring the results up.
Okay.
But Monica apparently only got 36.
She got 14. No,
she
missed
forgot.
14.
She forgot. She missed 14.
States. Yes.
Rachel got 48 right, which is crazy.
Hey.
Joey had 56, which is very
Joey.
Confusing. Maybe he was naming provinces as well.
Well, he named New England.
He did have New England. Good for him. Nice try, but no. And Phoebe got regular celery because she decided to name celeries instead. And she only got one, regular celery. And then she thought she got another one, but she got regular celery a second time.
Phoebe. I like how Phoebe just like removes herself from the game. She's like, I'm just not going to do this.
She's like, no, this is dumb.
That's her funny way of just not doing it. Yeah.
But I liked Ross like laying the states map out. And then throughout the whole episode, he's just kind of like chipping in here and there like, oh, wait, hold on. Where are you from? Or, you know, where was that thing? And like trying to just get little states mentioned throughout the episode. Yeah. And as someone who lives in Ohio, the fact that Ohio was one of the ones he forgot makes me sad.
Yeah. But it was Delaware in the end that really got him.
Well, but he still never got it because he ended up still having Nevada twice.
And he's like, yep, I know.
And he's like, yeah, I know.
I
so
love
there's
that
still another one out there.
Yeah, where he's
still another one out there.
Yeah, the closing moment of this episode was where Ross shows up in the middle of the night to their apartment because he's like, Delaware, I got it. He hands Chandler the list, and Chandler's hair is all crazy because it's, clearly the middle of the night here. And he's like, yeah, you got Nevada twice. I know. And he's just eating all the turkey because he didn't eat dinner. I guess
he didn't get to eat dinner.
Oh, man. And he just wants to stick to the rules. So I like how, what was the other line from, Chandler, because Monica and Chandler are needing to leave the apartment to go to Ross's apartment to use his oven because apparently Joey just has menus in his oven. And Chandler is saying to Joey, just make sure he doesn't use any of the maps or the globe in our apartment. And Joey's like, well, the globe isn't of just the United States.
It's not a globe of the United States.
Oh, God. Joey. Yeah.
Well, let's roll from there. As Monica and Chandler are next door, they also look through the window and see Joey feeding this dog in the apartment. And Chandler apparently has been claiming that he is allergic to dogs, except Phoebe's been holding this dog apparently in the apartment for a few days. And so we get into this issue where the dog's got to go, and then the girls sneak the dog back in, and Ross has to claim that Monica is crying. That way Chandler doesn't go into a room. And then Joey tells Chandler, listen, you could be the hero by going and bringing the dog back, except the dog's already here. And so he goes, and then he thinks he lost the dog. And then Phoebe regales of this heroic story of Chompers making his way back to the apartment from the other apartment. And then she's like, when should I have stopped?
So my first thought...
What do you make of this whole thing?
Yeah, with this plot line, Eric, if I was Monica and I looked across the window and I saw a dog in my apartment, my first reaction would be like, oh, look at that cute doggy. Monica is like outraged immediately. She's like, Phoebe, why is there a dog in our apartment? Like, I don't know. To me, that was just a strange reaction from Monica. Because then you quickly learn. I mean, Monica was the one who even said to Chandler, like, she wanted a dog and like she loves dogs. Yeah, but
well, and even at that, remember, he said, he was like, you have like, a little kitty door. Like, he always referred to it as cats. She wanted dogs.
That's what
and he
I'm
was
saying,
like, oh, yeah, sure.
So for Monica to react that way, I don't know.
I think Monica reacts that way because she knows Chandler's allergic.
That's the only explanation, I guess.
That's what I got.
Yeah.
And she's like, we can't have the dog in there. He's allergic. Except he's not allergic.
Yeah.
Which is when we get the amazing part where she's like, well, it's been in here for 3 days. Maybe you're not allergic to this dog. And Chandler's like, well, and Joey's like, don't do it.
Yeah, I have to. It's time. I hate dogs. That's crazy. Joey's
and they all yell at him.
Told you.
He's like, told you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like they are needy, they are jumpy, and I cannot tell you what they're thinking, and that scares me. Yeah, Rachel's like, even puppies.
These are like horrible reasons to hate dogs too. I feel like.
Yes. Very
now, don't
weird.
get me wrong. I don't hate dogs. I know there are people out there that don't like dogs, but those feel like not the reasons I would expect people to not like dogs.
Yeah. In my experience, anyone that I've met that's like, yeah, I'm just not a dog person, it's because they've had like a childhood experience where a dog bit
some
them.
sort of traumatic or barked at them very like closely when they were very little.
Yes,
or
and it kind of imprinted.
Something has happened.
Yeah. And even then.
Or even if not, like people don't like the fact that some dogs may be very jumpy. Or other things. So
destroys. Yeah, it's like, but yeah, it's weird. And I do also appreciate how then this brings out a line from Ross, because we learned that Ross doesn't like ice cream, and he's like, it's just too cold. I'm like,
to be fair, I feel like that connects largely with my son. He's not a fan of ice cream. He will take an ice cream sandwich because then he will like peel the cookie part off the ice cream sandwich and eat that and just leave this chunk of ice cream. He's not a big fan of the ice cream.
Oh my gosh.
He just wants the cookie.
I do like a good ice cream sandwich, but I like the whole thing. So let's
yes. Yeah, who doesn't?
But
apparently Ross doesn't.
Well, and then you have the silence though after Chandler says, either the dog goes or I go. And then there's just like
a lot of looks around the room like, well, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Ross trying to stumble with this story to cover up the dog crying in the other room, saying it's Monica and how they had this childhood memory about their dad sending the dog away and little Rover when they were kids. So I love though how Chandler quickly, despite his hatred of dogs, he really rises to the occasion and is Monica's upset. I'm going to just make this happen then for Monica.
We got to fix this.
Yes.
Right. I'll figure this out.
Yes.
And so this is the thing. This is where, it was our last episode where you were saying, hey, listen, Chandler's the catch. He's the guy that you would want. And like, it's moments like that I think go unheralded because he does make the move to try to rectify the situation despite his biggest fears.
That's right. He always wants to come through for Monica, and you just see that so clearly. Love that in this moment. It's great for Chandler. But yeah, it's when Phoebe's adding all the extra details about clunkers, like how he managed to find his way back to the apartment. It's like, yeah, guys, if you're trying to like tell a lie, not that I'm trying to give advice here on telling an effective lie, but don't give too many details. Now you're going over the top here.
You have to give enough details to make it feel reasonable, but don't like fully script out this ridiculous story. No,
climb the fire escape like to get back to the apartment.
Yeah, that's not real.
It was funny. But Eric, I do also, there are a couple lines from Ross about the states of it all that I wanted to add in here because Ross enlists Joey's help with the states. And Joey looks at it and he says, Utah. Dude, you can't just make stuff up.
Right.
Joey.
There's some states that got disrespected in this episode.
And then Ross just turns and he's like, I hate America. When I finish this game, I am moving. I'm like, oh my gosh. Ross.
I was trying to figure out, based on the map of states that he had down, which ones were missing.
I know.
It didn't look that bad, but I think things were just shifted around a little bit, that there were pieces out of here that he did not have. And then what was it? Like, where did you grow up, tag? And he said,
Colorado.
Wisconsin, was it?
Colorado. He's like, oh, Colorado. You're useless. Yeah.
Don't care. Move on.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, tag, yeah, we didn't really get a chance to get to know each other. You know, where are you from? Like, immediately says Colorado. He's like, oh, what's the point? And just walks away. Like, oh, God. It was so funny.
All right, well, now we're going to jump into our IMDb ratings segment of the podcast where we talk about our ratings and your ratings as they're found on IMDb, not to mention our favorite and least favorite characters of the episode. You want to jump in here first? I think I went first last week.
Okay. I'm going to jump in with my favorite because I feel like Chandler made a huge redemption in these episodes from our last episodes where he was my least favorite. He was yours as well, I believe. And,
yeah, he was.
And I just felt like I loved how he came around with the dog, even though he doesn't like dogs. Found that great that he was there for Monica in that way, and just love his reaction to Janice. That whole sequence was so funny, and that he's just like, just lie, and then it's just all of his interactions with her, with Monica. I really liked Monica in these two, but I went with Chandler as my favorite. Who is your favorite, Eric?
Okay, not gonna lie, this was a runaway for me. There was one character that just stood way out in front, and it is Joey.
Okay, yeah.
Joey
was great.
First of all, gets the storyline with Aaron where he has his big character development. He also has at least 4 of these moments. He has seeing Janice through the doorway and like,
oh my God,
pedaling out of there as fast as fast as possible.
So funny.
He has it's a moo point line.
Yes, classic Joey.
He has when he's talking to Chandler about the dogs, like, don't do it.
Yes.
Told you.
Okay, that's a great argument.
And he has, oh, he likes you back. How great is that? Like, just yelling out onto the balcony and ruin it all for Rachel. He killed it this episode.
Yeah, I like that.
Killed it.
Yeah, you're right.
There was no scene that I didn't like Joey. He was the best.
Yeah. I know. I feel like for me, I was trying to like give, because we just really came down on Chandler in our last episode.
We did.
And I'm like, he was just so much better. So I feel like I gave him the redemption favorite of this for these episodes.
Very reasonable to give him redemption. Yeah. I will say, when it came to my least favorite character, Chandler, though redeeming, was closer towards the bottom. He was not the bottom.
Okay.
Because, listen, this actually, my least favorite kind of stood out when it was all said and done as well, when I actually looked back at it all. And I'm not going to pick Chandler or Monica because of all the stuff with Janice.
Yes. Exactly.
And I'm not going to pick Joey. Obviously, loved Joey. Phoebe, it's not going to be her. So it came down to Rachel and Ross. And when put in that context, it's Ross.
Yeah.
Again, this is not because he did anything poorly, but he kind of had 2 in a row isolated storylines that were good. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like I just liked what everybody else did better. You know, this is one where like least favorite doesn't mean bad. It just is. He's the least. He's at the bottom of the totem pole.
I was on the struggle bus for picking a least favorite because I did have Ross initially because of the library storyline, even though I love his brief conversation with the guy at the front desk and like just how ridiculous he was, but it's
the library in the 50 states. That's what he's doing. And both of those are kind of isolated off to the side, but both are still very funny.
Yeah, they were really funny. And the reason, so I ended up going with Phoebe because I couldn't stick with Ross because for me, I felt like even though they weren't as funny as other Ross moments, they still were more of a highlight to me. Like, I love his, like, just obsession with the states, and then even how that episode ends up, like, it's just so funny. Like, his brief interaction with Tag was really funny, and just him not liking ice cream and his reaction to that. And I just felt like Phoebe's overall, they just weren't as highlighted in these episodes. Like, really, you know, in the first episode, the one with Ross's library book,
that's the one that I kept her out of it more for that. It was her and Rachel with Joey and Aaron.
That part was, yes. But I felt like Rachel played more of a role in that interaction.
She did.
So
she definitely did.
I went with Phoebe because I just felt like she wasn't, I didn't have as much to go on with her. So yeah, that's love you, Phoebe, but yeah, you fell on the bottom. But yeah, it was tough for me to pick Elise for these. I felt like everyone was really funny, honestly.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we got to get to the ratings of it all. And I'm still like hedging my bets here a little bit on where I actually want to be. I think they're going to be very close.
Yeah, mine are fairly close. I'll go first since I have mine mapped out. So the one where
I have numbers written down. I'm just not sure I like them.
You agree with them yet? Yeah, so I like the one where Chandler doesn't like dogs more.
Yes, agreed.
And I like both of these episodes definitely more than last week's. I gave the one where Chandler doesn't like dogs an 8.8. Really, really like that episode. Just the fact that they're mostly together in that apartment, you know, that's kind of the Thanksgiving way that we have, and just really appreciated all of that. I liked, even though we had the Rachel Tag moments, it's sort of like arcs a little bit here, and that was fine. You didn't have the same awkwardness there, maybe because, to your point, it's like they weren't in the office. But I also still did really like the one with Ross's library book, particular because we got Janice moments. And when I looked at my last week's rating, where I gave one of them an 8.5, I liked it slightly more than that, so I gave it an 8.6.
Okay.
So that's where I left it.
Then we are pretty close.
Oh, all right.
So I had written down on my paper 8.5 and 8.4, and I'm actually going to give them each a little bit of a bump, largely because of Janice in one, and then the other one will be because they're all together, and I do like those storylines a little bit more. But I will go with Chandler doesn't like dogs. That one's going to get an 8.6. And the one with Ross's library book will get an 8.5.
Yep.
And I think the reason for that is because here's the kicker. The one where Chandler doesn't like dogs is a Thanksgiving episode. They're all together. But when it comes down to it, I don't love any of the storylines that much. But I love the fact that they're all there and interacting together. Like Tag and Rachel, like being there. Like that's whatever. Ross doing the states is whatever. Chandler doesn't like dog. Like I don't love that story. That being said, Joey is phenomenal throughout it.
Yeah.
You know, and so like when I look at it individually, you know what? I'm going to knock it back down.
I feel like
I'm going to go back to what I had.
I feel like there's always
I'm going to go back to what I had.
I feel like there's always like a secret that comes out in the holiday episodes, which I just like. So you have the Chandler with the dog.
There's something about it, but so I'm going to go back to what I had written on paper, 8.5 and 8.4, because Chandler doesn't like dog. It's just, I want it to be better. You know, I want it to be better than that. It's good. I just don't love the not liking dogs storyline. You know, like there's something about it that just doesn't hit right.
Yeah.
When it comes to Ross's library book, I have to give that a worse rating than Chandler doesn't like dogs, but barely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is held up on Janice. Right. Janice holds that episode on her shoulders,
she does.
And I could easily call her my favorite character, but Joey like hit home run after home run after home run. So
if Janice
there's no
was in
question for
both,
me
it
that
might
it's
have been
Joey.
a question, but she was only in the one episode. So
If Janice was in both,
Yeah.
the Chandler Doesn't Like Dogs episode would probably be a lot higher. They should have invited her to Thanksgiving.
oh my
instead of
god,
Tag.
she should have just showed up. Yeah.
Okay, let's see here.
Yeah. What do the people say?
Okay, the people disagree with us.
Oh.
The people like the one with Ross's library book more
Really?
than the one where Chandler doesn't like dogs.
That's surprising to me.
It's a Janice episode.
Yeah.
She's so
Okay,
good.
Right.
Like, I only have 0.1 different. You only have 0.2 different.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
However, the one with Ross's library book, which I gave an 8.4 and you gave an 8.6, the people have given an 8.3.
Oh, okay.
And the one where Chandler doesn't like dogs, you give an 8.8. I give an 8.5. The people gave an 8.
Oh my God. How dare you, people?
So, well, listen. I hear that because I think the not liking dog storyline isn't very good.
But I think it's more like, do people not like Tag?
Well, there's a number of there's a number of low-rated episodes in here that Tag is a part of.
Is it Tag?
And we saw that with Emily. Right? There were and I was like, listen, these episodes are going to be low because they're Emily favored. And that's just what it is. Like, Rachel's assistant gets a 7.9. Engagement Picture, which had a big Tag storyline in it, 7.9. The Nap Partners kind of didn't have as much Tag in it. That got an 8.7.
Didn't have any Tag. No.
Yeah, and then we have Ross's library book. That didn't have much Tag in it. That got an 8.3. And now we're back to Tag, and it's an 8. And also, like, this is the thing. The Chandler not liking dog story takes up so much of this story, and it's such a silly thing. You know, like, I feel like they've done better things when they're all together.
Yeah.
So I get it, but I still think it's better than an 8.
Well, overall,
I have mid-8, 8.5.
Yeah, overall this season, I mean, the Nap Partners was significantly higher than really any of the other episodes. We've been in the low 8s or
it is the
high
best
7s.
episode.
Yeah.
It's the best episode of the season by a long way.
Yeah, so far season 7 is not the fan favorite.
I have the Nap Partners as an 8.5. I gave the one with Monica's Thunder an 8.6. That was my highest one. It was the first episode of the season. But yeah, hopefully, I mean, you know what? I always thought season 7 was going to be like a banger season.
Yeah.
And
So
I
far,
do
it's
like
a
a lot of the titles that I see coming up. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, thank you so much for listening to the We Run on Reruns podcast. Please check out our social media, our Instagram, our YouTube. Follow us, subscribe to us. Find us on all the other social platforms. They're out there. Again, repost, comment. We will respond if you comment. We really appreciate all the support we're starting to see there. And you can check out the full episodes of our podcast on our own website, werunonreruns.com, or also on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or your other favorite podcast players. Please leave us a rating where you can. For Amanda, this is Eric. Enjoy watching episodes, 9 and 10 of season 7 for next week. Happy rerunning, everybody.
See you, pals. See you later, guys.